Good morning. It is a early Monday morning, about 5:10 a.m. And we're excited to get another week of the winter build going. This will be week 8. So, I guess previously, in the past few weeks, we've been doing like a lot of jump volume, and then some lower rep kind of attempts, a lot of singles and doubles. And this week, it's going to be, and I'm guessing moving forward, but I don't want to speak for my coach, but I'm thinking moving forward, it's going to be higher volume in the Olympic lifts, and then kind of working towards a, I guess, chilling intensity-wise, moving towards a bigger Friday. And so kind of working towards some of those heavier attempts. And yeah, I would say I'm feeling very motivated, and I'm motivated by the success that I've been having on a nutrition front. And yeah, I've been crushing protein. Been trying to stay consistent. I'm doing some stuff that's kind of holding me accountable. Every day I've been posting on Instagram, just to the people that follow me, just so I'm accountable for it, that I'm hitting my at least 225 grams of protein. But recently I've been getting more like towards 250, which will be kind of eventually what I need to be hitting more consistently. So that's been good. I've been feeling the effects of that recovery, getting about a little over 400 grams of carbs as well. So kind of somewhere in the ballpark of 4,000 to 4,200 calories, and keeping the fats a little bit lower. So working more towards like having those energy stores with the amount of carbs I'm eating, and then the recovery benefits of eating a higher protein diet. So that's been great. And every day probably having like 10 grams of creatine monohydrate as well, which, like, I don't know. I feel like people use the creatine discussion as like a post that's going to go viral, and I just don't want to do that because, I don't know, it's kind of so overused. But yes, creatine is really good for you. A lot of good mental health benefits, a lot of good training benefits, muscle development, and your ability to kind of like reuse those energy stores and have more energy for longer. And I don't know, I just, like, as far as Instagram goes, I don't need to make a post about it because it seems like every person in fitness has done like this long extensive post on it. We know it's good for you. That's what the peer-reviewed articles say, that is good for you. So that's where it is. Another reason that I'm feeling motivated right now is World Championships are right now for weightlifting. And so that is just, it's motivating to watch people kind of at the top of their game do so well. And there's a bunch of content coming out. And so that is fun to watch. Like yesterday, I think Weightlifting House posted like a 20-minute video of just Team Kazakhstan going through like their heavy day. And that's just sweet. Like watching professionals do it, and just kind of like the attention to detail and the technical side of things and like how good they are at it is awesome. For me today, we're going to get a little under 2-hour training session in this morning, and then teaching today, and then we start coaching after school weights today. So that'll be a really good day. And then bringing the daughter to dance tonight, and hopefully having a really good family night. And yeah, it's been good. Had 2 off days. We had some family time over the weekend. And then yesterday we were building like a shiplap extension of a fireplace and like built-in TV kind of hole. So that's been good to, and it's just fun to do house projects. I enjoy doing it. it's fun to build, use some power tools. No training this weekend though. Had a couple good off days, which I think after last Big Friday with hitting 3 PRs and a total of 25 pounds increase, if you combine those 3 PRs, my shoulders especially were just smoked. And so I guess the way of life and the things that life involves kind of worked their way to being a good couple off days. And so I think that was good before preparing to get into five or 6 days in a row now of some really good training. So we should be doing pretty good. And I'm excited to coach these kids after school, like really get after it and help those athletes get bigger, faster, and stronger. No cliche intended. So we'll keep you updated on how today goes and how we're handling the volume as this week goes on. But hope you guys have a great Monday.
All right, so we are here again, just kind of breaking down another session. I included more of my warm-ups. I know I've mentioned before just that a lot of times it takes me a while to warm up just because I do a number of sets, and so this wasn't all of them, but I included more just so you guys can kind of see how I kind of start warming up. And so these were not no feet, but eventually I worked to doing some no foot snatch plus a hang no foot snatch. And so I think I've mentioned before that I'm not, like the traditional warm-ups, I'm not a super big fan of. I would rather just kind of simply do more really, really light snatches. That way I get some extra technical practice, and I'm really just kind of going through the different movement patterns that I'm going to be using for that day. And so this complex of a no-foot snatch plus a no-foot hang snatch was not necessarily in program today, but I do want to get a little bit better and kind of working on snatch and clean and jerk in the same day. And so this kind of seemed like a good complex to do that for. So personally, as someone who is a taller weightlifter, I have to work on especially hard at pulling under the bar. And so when I don't get a full jump and I'm keeping my feet on the ground, I kind of have to worry about that last kind of pull under for the barbell. And so this is a really good complex if you are someone who struggles with that, with getting under the bar, or you have really long arms for snatching. So historically, people with long arms are really good at pulling, so like deadlift or kind of getting speed through the pull just because of leverages, but actually getting under the bar tends to be a little bit more difficult for us. Whereas if you are a stockier person with short arms, you might have a harder time pulling, but getting under the bar is a bit easier for you. So here is 88 kilos, and things were just moving really well today. We are on a calorie surplus, and so I am in a position where I can push the weights a little bit more, just because I'm getting enough calories and enough protein to recover. If I was in a calorie deficit, I probably wouldn't be going as heavy, but kind of working to either maintain my lifts or kind of make progress at a little bit slower pace, but feel okay pushing it. So 98 went really smooth there. And then here's my top set of no foot snatch plus no foot hang snatch at 102 kilos. And that was just pretty smooth. Like, probably could have done more, but I wanted to save some energy for the clean and jerk complex today. So if I'm being honest, any kind of volume besides one clean plus one jerk usually exhausts me. But I've been doing and working really hard at getting my kind of conditioning of my muscles higher. So I'm able to do higher rep work. And then with that higher rep work, work on more technique in fewer sets, and also kind of follow a program better. So I did a lot of prep work to be kind of, and I'm still doing the work to get in better shape for that. But today's complex was 3 cleans plus 2 jerks, which if you have not done that complex, it is exhausting. And so you can see for the first 2 cleans, I'm power cleaning them, just trying to make it even a little bit more difficult in having to pull higher. My front squat is significantly heavier than my clean, and so I do not necessarily have to work on going into a squat with all these. It would be better worth my time to just kind of work on that pull. So this is my second set of 3 for 3 plus 2. And then after those first 3 sets, I start to go heavier a little bit. There was 0 pain today with the ab, and so I think 2 days off over the weekend, and then again being in that calorie surplus and recovering really, really well and kind of dialing in the nutrition, making sure I'm getting enough carbs and limiting my fats and making sure that I'm crushing my protein every day. That has been, I guess, integral in making sure I can recover for these lifts and noticing like very good progress. And I think in the past there's been times where I, every other day hit my protein, but I've noticed that hitting it every single day has proven to be more beneficial. So now after those first 3 sets, I'm kind of jumping to some heavier sets. So here's 107 kilos, 235. If I'm being honest, today I kind of just made everything look light, which is a good thing. Friday is going to be our heaviest day, and so I wanted to be mindful of that and not overdo it, but still push enough today to get a stimulus, knowing that that calorie surplus is going to maybe require a little bit, or I'm going to have more calories to burn and more carbs to burn. Now we're up to 116. This is 255 pounds. Just speed off the floor, and then if you are watching closely, my speed after the knee, I really speed up, and that is a good thing to see for me. And just kind of finishing high, and it kind of shows that, warming up with those power cleans paid off as the weight gets heavier. And then here, talking to one of my lifting buddies, decided to get some velo slaps, which if you've never had them, it's a couple quick slaps on the traps. And he is a service member, and so he did not go easy on my shoulders, but was feeling warm and paid off because this was a really good complex here. So velo slaps definitely aren't for everybody because they freaking hurt, but it'll get you ready to lift some weights. So all 3 cleans felt pretty good. This first jerk I'm super, super happy with. Just like made it look as easy as it should be. Re-rack was a little bit off, but that's okay. So, I struggled with 275 for 1 clean plus 1 jerk just a couple weeks ago, and now we're hitting it for 3 cleans plus 2 jerks. And so, love to see that progress. And then just to finish off the session, just working to a heavy front squat triple. I had a goal in mind of somewhere between 155 kilos to 160. And these were also feeling good. It was one of those days where I was sore from the earlier work, but I knew I still kind of had those energy stores, and I've been consistent with my creatine too, so could push it a little bit. And so after this, 148 kilos or 325 pounds felt really good. I decided to go for 161, so a kilo higher than my daily goal. And this was great. Still lifting with no belt. Really working on the bracing, really trying to get some extra ab training, some low back training. And it's paying off. Just consistency is kind of the message for today. And that's been paying off. So catch you in the next video.